Welcome to a 50-year collection.
This place has been sold out for the past 2 months.
It is the 29th of June, in case someday, long from now, Fernando is playing this back to his grandchildren.
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
And within these boxes, there could be some gems that, if they grade out, are worth thousands of dollars on eBay. So if you want to dig through these boxes with us, check it out on the other side. So I'm going to keep the Miracle on ice, unfortunately, because it's going to be a reminder to me never to bag and board irresponsibly. And guess what? I found Burt Reynolds in the Sports Illustrated from 1977. Semi-Tough Goes to the Movies. I have no idea what this is about. That's obviously Chris Christopherson. I don't know who the lady is. But I thought, my God, this was so freaking cool. This will be... So these are the only two that are going in my collection, guys. All of these, I would love to keep those, but those are going to go for sale. All right, so here's some of the things that we're dealing with. He made a list of items. I don't know what these numbers mean. We have a 50-year collection of Sports Illustrated magazines, all the way from the 50s to, well, this box there that said 1996 to 97.
2002, 2003.
2002 to 2003. So about 50 years. And what I told them is there's literally going to be like a needle in a haystack scenario here where we're only going to get a handful of gems based on condition, because I've already kind of seen through these boxes and they weren't stored properly. So we're going to cross our fingers and hope that we find some gems. All right, so just in one box so far, these two LeBron James, you know, these go for good money. Now, of course, they're going to have spine rolls on them because they weren't stored properly. But in these condition, I've seen sold listings of $70 just for these two issues. We're also starting a Sports Illustrated collection here. Then there's going to be some like dollar books that I'm just going to double check, some old school names, Brett Favre. But for the most part, we're looking for LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Tiger Woods. She's double bagging. Okay, that's fine. And Michael Jordan.
And Tom Brady.
And Tom Brady. Those are what we're going to be looking for. And there's going to be some other nuggets along the way. So the other thing we're dealing with, for example, books like this, Sports Illustrated, no subscription ink on it. So not bad, right? And people have this listed $20 to $25, but nobody's buying this. And only one sold for $2.99. So we're not wasting our time on any Alex Rodriguez at the moment. So the other thing we're dealing with is this right here. Now with some books, people don't mind, but for the majority of people, something like a Brett Favre magazine, it needs to have no print, and it needs to be a, what you would call a newsstand edition. So it's just a barcode. So something like this that might go for $6.99 to $10, well, you're not going to get it because you have the subscription print on the front of the cover. All right, so we're going to go through a 1974 box and see what we get out of this one. I mean, this is just an awesome cover, guys. And of course, when you scan it, $20, $25, blah, blah, blah. And then you check solds, and no one has ever purchased this magazine. You never know, right? Just depends, but you're fighting these listing prices, but no solds. So I just went through the 74 range, I guess, 72 to 74 box, and I'm pulling these three out because they're going to make a nice little ollie. Not too valuable, but enough for this 3-pack to probably get somebody to spend 20 to 30 bucks, and that's what I'm going for. I'm going for the $20 plus range in listings because it's not really going to be worth money if I'm just going to be listing $5 books. I'm going to save these Reggie Jacksons. I just know enough to save these. This one is a $20 to $40 book, obviously, because Evel Knievel is on the front of Sports Illustrated. This is a $20 to $40 book. Joe Namath, classic cover, his smile. Out of one whole box, I'm getting just a handful of goodies. All right, so this box says SI 63, 64, 65. This will be interesting. And just check out the condition of the boxes, guys, that we picked up. And check out this box here. This is a Sports Illustrated from a Swimsuit edition from 1965. Not in bad condition, but not in great condition either, unfortunately. Cassius Clay in his fight. So I'm going to be spending a little bit more time in this box because of the 60s. I mean, this one's just kind of cool. It's Sandy Koufax. And this is what I'm dealing with, guys. Like a graded 8 goes for $150. This is not going to grade 8. There's a handful of these listed, $7.95. Because of condition, this just gets, especially that crease. Yeah, this is just getting passed on. So we're at the top of the box, and I come across Cassius Clay. Dude, these fight scenes are just awesome. Decent conditions, although you can see rust on the staple. All right, we've come across a very iconic cover. April 5th, 1965. You have Arnold Palmer and challenger Jack Nicklaus in what looks to be very good to excellent shape. And again, we're just finding that these staples are all kind of just rusted out due to age. I might just do a Jack Nicklaus listing lot here of the 60s and get that up to like a $20 to $30 to $40 range. Now we have some black and white covers. No covers on this one. Oh, that's the cover on that one. All right, here's a Cassius Clay. So there's, you know, another one to add to the pile. And in 1964, guys, was the very first Sports Illustrated Swimsuit edition, which hopefully is in here and in good condition. And there it is. The cover is still attached. This is the very first Swimsuit edition, 1964. So we probably just get this in a bag. It's got some obvious wear. But there's the two right there, 64 and 65, guys. Did you guys know that Sports Illustrated used to do fishing all the way back in July 8th of 1963? These obscure titles are also what I'm looking for. Things that don't normally fit into the Sports Illustrated canon. Let's just see what this goes for. Well, apparently there's not enough fishermen out there because this doesn't go for anything, but just how iconic is that Sports Illustrated with fly fishing, you know? Cool little unique things like that. Another fun little cover from 1964. Alex Karras of the Detroit Lions. Doesn't go for anything, but cool find. All right, so here we go. 4 listed, 1 sold for $20. But again, you got to look at condition, subscription. All right, so here's a gamble. 4 listed, $20 with subscription. So we'll put that over here in the keep pile. So here's some perceived value. I see 3 of these listed on eBay for like $50 to $100 because guess what? It's everybody's favorite Dick Butkus from the 1960s, 1964, but none sold. So what do you do? So here's another novelty cover. Shirley MacLaine gallops 99 yards against Notre Dame. $5 to $10. So you've seen some of these novelty, and it's in good condition, so I might set this one aside. So a Democrat Chronicle Man Walks on the Moon from
1969, July 21st,
from where?
Rochester, New York.
Yeah. Wherever the space, if this was from where the spaceship, wherever they launched, this would be worth a lot of money. But newspapers are only worth money if it's from the location of where it happened, but still pretty cool. You know, somebody would pay a couple bucks for that. All right, so for those people who are like, well, can't you just take off the subscription sticker? Shouldn't it just peel off? And yeah, sure it does. It peels off, but it leaves, guys, this kind of mark. So this is why subscription-based magazines with these stickers are avoided, because even if you can successfully get these stickers off, they're still leaving behind some damage. So here's another cool novelty cover. Sports Illustrated Bob Hope of the Cleveland Indians, which are no longer the Cleveland Indians. In relatively decent shape, but all the staples for the covers are attached. $20. All right, so early 60s, we got Sandy Koufax, we got the Bob Hope, and then we got this Cassius Clay. Lot that I'm going to lot up together. Then we got some Yankees here, the end of an era. Mickey Mantle, that's just a classic. You know, anything LA, New York Yankees. Joe Namath, I immediately saw that was going to be worth something. Of course, Arnold Palmer, and any type of golfing in the 60s. Now, this is a Heartbreak Jack Nicholson little rip on the cover, but there's none listed on eBay right now. So I'm going to put this little Jack Nicholson lot together, even with this rip. You put that in a bag, and it's not going to look so bad. Championship, Palmer and Nicklaus, and then you have Palmer and Nicklaus. So that'll be a nice little lot. This one's a pretty good one. Bill Russell's decent. And then more of the fight, Cassius Clay. The novelty with the Bob Hope. This one, I just don't know enough about Boston in the 70s to know, but I did check out that cover. And we're just going to put these together and, you know, probably 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 plus age. Probably a $50 lot, easy. So here's a look at some 50s, 57s that just aren't making the grade because of condition. But really cool to see. Early Sports Illustrated. Now, I do have to look and see what the very first issue of Sports Illustrated is, because that might be something to look for. Again, Yogi Berra.
It was 54, I think.
54, okay. This one is the first one that's popped up that I might do something with. Look at that. Stan Musial, Ted Williams, just, you know, battle of an all-star game, two Titans. $30 maybe in this condition, so that's going to be put aside. Some more golf here. Holiday issue. What is a holiday issue for Sports Illustrated? Just, they travel, huh?
Yeah, this April 11th, 66.
There we go, another Cassius Clay. I think I have a Cassius Clay lot over here. Yeah. So this Cassius Clay is just going to build up and get higher and higher. And then I'm just going to double check. Here's a World Series preview of the White Sox from 1959. Well, the listing prices of this book have gone up just because of the Pope being a Chicago White Sox fan. But this does not make it the $50 book they're asking for, because it only still sells for $5.99 in this condition. I mean, this one just stopped me. It's these little team up classic photos, almost look like a baseball card covers that just, it's like a $15 to $20 bill, so I can set that one aside. But so far, all to the 50s here, just very lackluster stuff, like Sports Illustrated, and talking about seals. I think they were still trying to find their way there in the 50s. Here's a New York Yankees spring training game. And then you'd go to surfing after spring training games. All right. Oops, that's a good one. So these magazines would be really good if they were in better condition. This little pro lot here, people seem to like, but just crackling and not stored well, guys. So that's what happens. We got some Arizona State stuff. Just double check some of this Arizona State. But guys, if you ever want to, collect stuff, put them in a sleeve and keep them in a temperature controlled environment. So the wife found a very interesting one. 1985, guys, in really nice condition. That is nice. So a Sports Illustrated novelty issue. Really good staples, really good spine. Except for that corner there. If that was a perfect corner, I might even send this in to get graded. Holy crap. There's Cyndi Lauper. WrestleMania brought together grapplers and some of their campiest camp followers.
Oh, there we go.
Nice.
A Star is Born.
Oh, there it is, guys. There's the one that's the big money one. December 1984. Let's see the condition. Staples good. Spine's good. Ticks on the front from just corner. But there it is, guys. This was one of the gems we were looking for, a 1984. And I hope that wasn't any good because you just ripped it.
I didn't. The sticker thing did. No, it wasn't.
All right, we'll get this bagged up, and we'll get this one bagged up. Well, here's some cool 80s, guys. We're in the 84, 85 scenario, and I just pulled some out. These aren't like bonkers or anything, but you know, you got Herschel Walker, College, Rick Sutcliffe, Dwight Gooden cover, Jack Lambert with no teeth, the Kansas City Royals winning the World Series, a World Series with Ozzie Smith and that classic just jump ability of his, Dwight Gooden, Fernando Valenzuela, the Redskins Super Bowl, Miracle in Miami, Super Duper, Undefeated Dolphins, and some classic San Diego Padres covers. So yeah, unfortunately, although these are some pretty cool historic covers, you know, they're worth $1 or $2. $1.99 on eBay, right? This is where this really starts to matter. So the only ones that sell of any note are going to be the newsstand ones without that subscription cover. So here's the biggest takeaway, guys. No label, $16 on eBay. With label, 99 cents. That's the issue.
Damn, strawberry. Oh, I haven't.
Ooh, here's another novelty cover. Sports Illustrated, Steve McQueen, Escapes on Wheels, dirt bike. That's a good one. And then, look at this big old Kathy Ireland issue from Special Issue. What year was this? I want to say it was the 80s. Just says Special Issue.
Well, yeah, I'm going through the box of 88 and 89.
Yep. Looks like 88 or 89, that's for sure.
Oh, that's funny. There you go.
Here's all of the Sports Illustrated right here, guys. Pretty good. Prime time Deion Sanders. All right.
Joe Dumars.
Joe Dumars with Chicago Bulls. Is that a cutout? Yeah. That might be good. Charles the Great. This is kind of cool, guys. This is 1971. This good old California, California Angels. This is what I grew up with. The halo around the state. The colors, the red, white, and blue with the yellow. Yep, good old 80s California Angels. And I really thought Raider Nation would make this one here a keeper. But man, prices are all over and only one sold. But classic Raiders right there from the 80s. This one ain't worth a ton, but come on. Joe Namath cover for Sports Illustrated. That's going to go with the Joe Namath. A little bend here. A little dog ear, but otherwise in really good condition. That's pretty cool. Check out the early 70s. And you'd think this would be worth something, you know, 1970, 3,000 hits, but nope. And I'm just going to leave these in here, and I'm just going to blot these all up at the end of the day. And I'm going to do a little video on Facebook Marketplace and offer up. And I'm going to be like, come and get it, $200, all of it. And then probably take a $100 bill just to make somebody feel better about the fact that we've, you know, I'll explain it. We've taken out all the good covers. But there's going to be a lot of good $5 to $10 covers in here that, you know, for a collector who just wants to read these, awesome. All right, we're through the halfway point. This is actually going to go a lot faster thanks to my wife. Look at her go, guys. Hard working. She's cracking the whip. She's actually getting that rope out right now because she's about ready to crack the whip. A lot of high prices on this one, guys. 1962 World Series from 1962, $295 sold comp on eBay.
There's like nothing to these.
62, yeah, we're in the 62s, early 60s. There's a Don Drysdale. Let's check it out. And then they just come across issues like this one. 1961 baseball edition. Really good shape, right? I'm like, I'll make something of this. All the players. Good listings on eBay. And guess what? 0 sold. Well, this is an obvious big one. But check out that condition. Just not the best condition. But there you go. Sports Illustrated, December 26th, Christmas issue, 1960, just the day after. And there you have John F. Kennedy and Jacqueline Onassis. Really, really. I mean, this one actually does good. But again, condition's going to hit this really hard. I'm starting to see that the 60s golf magazines do pretty good. So I'm going to just automatically just grab any good condition golf magazine from the 60s. This one's not so good. But I'll just put it in a lot and make that lot a little bit more tempting. I mean, check that one out. Golf's Young Lions. There's Arnold Palmer as a young man. Well, that's a classic cover right there.
I know.
91, 92 preview.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Magic. What else do you have here?
I don't know.
Original Superstar.
Showtime.
Oh, yeah, this must be the 90s, because, yep, 1990. Oh, we pulling out some good ones now, except some schmutz on that one. Air Power, 1991. Finally, Tongue Out of His Mouth, 1991. Magic versus Michael, 1991. Magic Incorporated, I'm not sure about this one. Joe Montana, not sure about this one.
You ready?
This better be good.
This.
Oh yeah, I pulled that out. That's the problem, is it's all freaking wackadood right here in the corner. This one's actually not huge, but still really cool. But it's not creased or anything, but it's got that curl just because it's been sitting like that for a long time. There's a heartbreak, a completely obliterated Jim Brown from 1960, which would be like a $70 to $100 magazine, but in this condition, garbage. That box there. This box, all these boxes. Full of old and new Sports Illustrated. Plus this box over here. All right, we have processed all the books. And let's start with the oldest. Let's turn this over. All right, here are all the swimsuit editions we found. We are probably about 3 or 4 short from a full run from 1964 to 2020. This is the very first Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. In this condition, I don't know. A lot of these are in rough condition, and again, the subscription tags do not help. But let's take a quick look. That one has a small rip. New swimsuits in the New Arizona, Bahamas, South Pacific, Puerto Rico, Paradise Regained, Hawaiian Hideaway, What's New Under the Sun, Don't Just Sit There. All right, so here is the first lot that I'm going to try to list because it has some, well, it has basically the very first cover issue. So first appearance of Wayne Gretzky on Sports Illustrated, October 12th, 1981. Again, all of these are in, minor to moderate storage wear. Covers are attached. So this one goes for anywhere from 20 to 40. Obviously, with subscription cover, it's going to bring it down. And then we have 1982 double issue Sportsman of the Year Wayne Gretzky. We have 1985, The Great One Gets Greater, Wayne Gretzky, as well as on the back, we have the 84, January 23rd, 84, kind of going in the same vein, Greater and Greater Wayne Gretzky, again, subscription-based. Now, this one is cool. This is the NHL Goal magazine from 1984. And for all of you Wayne Gretzky fans out there, I was like, what the heck? You see that right there? There's a staple in the front cover. I'm like, come on, man. Who staples the front cover? Do the back cover. Well, the reason why he had that staple in there is he had a ticket stub from Tuesday, November 6th, 1984, a game of the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Edmonton Oilers. So pretty cool little nostalgia there. Just a hockey ticket from 1984. The night that he probably got this magazine. And again, I would give this like moderate wear because of how it was stored. All the covers are attached. And then I'm just going to throw these in to entice them. This is an 88 Wayne Gretzky, an 87 Wayne Gretzky, an 88 Wayne Gretzky, and then I'm going to finish it off with a 1999 Wayne Gretzky. So 10 magazines. I put it at $100, and we're going to see if we get any takers. All right, guys, here is the meat and potatoes of this Sports Illustrated. We have the very first appearance of, first cover of Michael Jordan, college. This was in really good condition, so that's going to be a no-brainer. This one I'm just going to throw in there. I'm just going to do a little 5 lot of Michael Jordan because everything else is just, $5. And it's all subscription-based. Newer stuff doesn't sell for anything, so it's just going to be these 80s issues. So I'm throwing this as a bonus. That's about a $20 issue. And then we have an 84 Olympic cover. We have one of his higher priced covers, December 10th, 1984 covers. Again, subscription cover, not in too bad of shape, dog-eared obviously from years of just sitting in a box the wrong way. And then I'm going to throw in, for whatever reason, guys, these blue Sports Illustrated with the green lettering. Titles seem to be what most collectors are looking for. We're talking mid-80s, and this is November 17th, 1986. One Man Gang, the Chicago Bulls, high-flying Michael Jordan. And what do I have here? Pictures of 87 Michael Jordan. This is probably going to be like a $10 book. Nothing too crazy. So actually, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 covers. And I can tell you this, this one is going to be about an easy $100 to $150. And these are all going to be $20 to $30 to $40 ranges based on condition. So there you go. Worked all of that basically for this lot here. As for LeBron, these are the only ones that we're going to be doing. This is his rookie phenom cover with the Cleveland Cavaliers from 2003. This is his first Sports Illustrated cover, the chosen one. Again, these are all going to be subscription based, and these sell for about 50 bucks with subscription covers. So we're going to put these two together because I can put magazines on back. As you can see, a little bit of wear, but the $50 one I saw was worse off. So I'm going to probably put, you know, a good price on these two. And again, just more of the covers that are going to be worth something. So if you ever see this cover out and about, definitely pick this one up. All right, guys, welcome back. Before you start asking me if I have any of these left, I sold all the excess left over to a friend of mine, Sully's Collectibles, a local reseller, a friend of mine, the whole lot for $100. Just said, hey man, $100 cash, come and get it. Now the backstory is, guys, this was a favor to my mother-in-law. She was trying to sell a house, and she offered a pickup service for the garage items to get the listing, and the lady was very nice. We provided the labor in getting all of that stuff out. We ended up paying the lady $100 in addition to the labor service. So she got $100 and labor service so that my mother-in-law could get the house deal. But I couldn't give them any more than that, and they were okay with that $100 too. Simply because, again, subscription, covers, and condition. You can't argue those. But let's dive into what I've listed, what I've sold, and what I'm holding on to for upcoming flea market season, which is happening here in next month. All right, guys, so here's a box of stuff that I've kept, like Sports Illustrated, Bo Jackson's first, the first football, baseball guy, Patrick Mahomes. I'm doing Brett Favre, some classic, I know there's Packer fans around here. So this, I just haven't even got to listing this yet. 15, 20 bucks maybe. But here's what I kept. I haven't listed any of the Kobe's, but somewhere in here is the first Kobe. I think that might be the first Kobe issue right here. Does Kobe have the magic? I do believe this is the very first Kobe. I have all of Kobe's, and I have some bagged, and these are all Kobe's that are kind of just loose, right? Then we keep going. Some 80s. That's Isaiah Thomas's first cover. And then, guys, I kept all of the Jordans that I didn't sell. These were all of the Jordans from the 90s and 2000s that I'm just going to take to a flea market and just have somebody buy them for like $2-3 a piece. That weren't worth listing with the lot. And I'll tell you how much. There's a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar one. There's his very first cover, and his name was Lou Alcindor in the early days, and I'm learning, quite a few people changed their names. And these are the ones I've kept and gonna take to a flea market. And there's that one again, I never even decided to list it. I might have to list some, but these are the non-listed ones I wanted to show you guys in case you saw something you wanted. College, Patrick Ewing. First, Patrick Ewing. There's the Joe Namath lot that I have still. I haven't listed it, so if you're interested in Joe Namath, I got Joe Namath. Tom Brady, guess what? Tom Brady, I didn't see anything that was worth anything. I did keep all of the Archie and Manning because I decided to put like a father and son lot together. There's Archie Manning, Idol of the Ole Miss. So I got a little Archie Manning, you know, father and son Manning. Look at that. Miami Dolphin, Bernie Kosar, and Dan Marino. There's Dan Marino, Joe Montana. Just some classic covers. Dan. So that's the Dan Marino lot. And then I think at the end here we have some John Elway. If you're into John Elway. Flea market. Or go ahead and claim in the comments, guys. Because I have not listed these as of yet. Alright, box number 2, guys. These are actually listed. I have a Magic Johnson lot that I put together. So there's a Magic Johnson lot. That is listed online. I have a Pete Rose lot that I've listed online. That's Pete Rose's first Sports Illustrated. So all of these are bagged. This is online. All the Reggie Jacksons are online. I've listed those. There's Walter Payton, 1982. That is listed online. So some of the more iconic ones that I'm just pulling from memory. All right, Secretariat, Triple Threat. Sports Illustrated made a movie about that one. I kept it. This one's a cool one. Hank Aaron, 715. His home runs. Then I have a whole lot of Mike Tyson. And here is Mike Tyson's. That is Mike Tyson's very first. It's either this one, December, January. So this is Mike Tyson's very first cover appearance right here. Kid Dynamite. And then I have all the golf left, guys. Golf's Kings Must Be Selfish. There's Jack Nicklaus. There's Jack Nicklaus. Jack Nicklaus. And it's all Jack Nicklaus. Like, so when you're doing this, guys, it's going to be the top of their fields. There's all the 60s golf that I still have. And then, of course, I pull together a Tiger Woods, and I believe that's a comic book. Oh, and I still have Arnie. I don't think I have that listed, to be honest. It should be. If it's in this box, it's listed. But I have Tiger Woods' first appearance. Don't know which one it is. Let me just get that for you because it'd be kind of stupid to not show you. Yeah, I was right. That was the one I pulled out. Was it? There's Tiger Woods' very first issue or very first cover on Sports Illustrated. Somebody's asking $300 for, I think, a non-subscription cover. So I have this lot of Tiger Woods. All right, guys, here is box 3, and this box is nothing but Swimsuit Illustrated. There's the very first one. I have $100 on it because there is a sold comp, but this has come down, obviously. The economy has just kind of crashed a lot of the prices. But what I'm doing is I'm putting the value of these on each of the magazines, okay, based on condition. And honestly, like I said, I think we're missing 2 from like the late 70s and early 80s, 2 issues. And I'm thinking about keeping this because it's complete. And I have a little nostalgia because I remember in 1991, I bought this issue and snuck it home in a newspaper. So there's a 15-year-old kid in me who giggles every time he looks at these covers and grabs these magazines, because I remember as a teenager and a kid going, oh man, that is sick. And they're double-sided, so there's more. Ellie McPherson, 1987. The only other heartbreak, guys, and I'll show you. The only other heartbreak is coming up. I mean, these are all heartbreaks if you're, for being honest. Right there. Oh. Christy Brinkley with a huge chip. Now, I am so glad that the subscription doesn't cover Christy Brinkley. and the chip doesn't ruin this cover, but getting away from it all from 1979. And she is she's 1981, Flights of Fancy in Florida, another Christie Brinkley one. Let's make sure these are in order. So yeah, 1980 is one of the two that I'm missing out of this. What I don't understand, there's 92, is this collection went to the early 2000s, but it just kept going with the swimsuits to 2020. So there was a lot of, I guess, early issues newer issues that he got that just he stopped saving them at some point, because we never got these 2020s or 2010s or 2011s. He just stopped at some point. But with the Sports Illustrated swimsuits, he kept them all. And some of these have like ulterior or like have variant covers. This one has 3D glasses in it. Swimsuit 2007, Tyra Banks. I believe that's Tyra Banks. Probably, I don't know. I don't think so. Yamila and Veronica bust out in 3D. But that's Beyonce. It literally says Beyonce. Okay, my bad. You can all stop screaming now. You can see I'm distracted. I literally I'm just 2 down, and if I kept this, I would get another Christie Brinkley, and I would get the 2 that I'm missing for the full run. Or I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is open for trade or purchase. I have this actually listed on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace for a local pickup only for $500. Now, tallying up each one of these, it's probably at that, for resale, you're probably looking at about $500 worth. So there's no wiggle room for resale. But I'm going to keep this collection together because I feel like there's going to be one guy out there who's like, hey, I can complete my whole swimsuit collection in one shot. Willing to do trades. I'm not going to sell any of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit editions singularly, even though I have them priced. It's just to give you an idea of the value of each one based on condition. This will be part of my payment because hauling those boxes, putting them going through each one, you saw that it was a process. It was a lot of work. Now, the $100 we spent, we got back. So we're at even right now. So what I've sold so far, and again, this is an uphill battle, meaning that I'm dealing with condition and I'm dealing with subscription issues. This is what I've sold so far. Evel Knievel was $20 cash local pickup. I sold the Jordan lot for $300 on eBay. And to give you an idea of what kind of cut I get after eBay fees, came to $262. That's what I got for the after fees from eBay. Dwayne Gretzky, I took an offer for $80 on Facebook Marketplace. I put a Joe Montana and Dwight Clark Super Bowl 2 issue together. Got $20 on Mercari for that. LeBron, the 2 issues, I got $55. Took an offer on eBay for that. And then the Cassius Clay Muhammad Ali lot, I sold, took an offer for $140. I also sold that Mickey Mantle on Etsy for $40. So that brings everything to a pause because I didn't add it up. I just been saying it. I don't have that kind of brain. I'll be right back. So this is the comic book collection I've sold. This little box here is the Sports Illustrated I've sold so far. This comes out to, and I sold another $100 lot. I didn't write down the name. $755 so far in just Sports Illustrated. So as you can see, guys, I didn't make the thousands of dollars I thought I was going to make or hope to make. Now that collection needed to be bagged and boarded from the very first moment it was collected. It needed to be stored properly as you can see, storing them properly are boxes and not banker's boxes where spine on top of spine causes, let me demonstrate. So you take 3 magazines, and as you stack these, the spine starts doing this because the spine just thicker, 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 and it starts to roll when you put and you lay magazines like this, comic books like this. Don't do it. You have to stand them up, and you need the right boxes to do so. You can get those on Amazon, BCW. There's comic book boxes. There's magazine size boxes. There are boxes to fit these for your collections. So guys, if you're out there collecting physical media, find the right proper storage. Do it right. Protect your investment is what you hear a lot. And nobody in their right mind thinks, oh, in 1964, this is an investment. It was just part of the gimmick of having a Sports Illustrated subscription. They give you a swimsuit edition once a year in between. But going forward, guys, protect that investment. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. We have a toy show next week. And I think if I can't get any serious offers for a full, or let's say 98% complete Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition collection, guys, and I would say probably a 6 to 8.0, I might be considering that part of my payment. And $7.55 does not make me rich, but it is what we do here at Retro Ventures, and I enjoy doing it. I learned so much. Number one, I thought Cassius Clay and Muhammad Ali were 2 different people until I processed this. There was a bunch of information that I've learned processing all of this, and it was fun. It was like a little bit of a schooling type environment where I'm teaching myself not only the history, but the value of history, and I would do it again. So if you guys have any other kind of collections, let us know. Leave it, leave it in the comments. Leave it in the comments, and we'll see you guys next week at our toy show at the Mesa Convention Center,
October 25th.
Where next week we're going to be talking about, is Star Wars dying or dead?
Let the adventure begin. Or tune in next week for next week's adventure.
Literally, I've been working on this for like 3 hours, and she just comes in for the last 5 seconds to steal the spotlight. Comment, like, subscribe, share, do all those wonderful things, and we'll see you next week here on Retro Ventures. Bye.
Bye.